Okie dokie, I believe we are all the way live. Hello and welcome to my graveyard. I am your host of the evening, the Cemetery Man from Salem, Mass. Always taking names and kicking candy ass, live and in living color here with you only on Grande's Graveyard. And yes, tonight it's a little bit impromptu. I've been planning something a little bit crazy with this guy that you know well and good. He is the alpha of all George Romero fans. Alpha Romero's in the house with me tonight. What's going on, buddy?
What's up, Grande? Good to see you. Thank you for for having me on to do this. This is something I wouldn't normally get to do, but I love watching. First of all, I love fantasy football. Like that's I'm super passionate and crazy about. I get crazy like this time of year. I start losing my mind. Um, so I watch all kinds of streamers and stuff do mock draft stuff and talk about strategy and all that. So I don't know. It sounded fun. I was free tonight. I didn't have anything planned because my draft is tomorrow night, so I'm gonna be busy doing that. So I'm like, hell yeah, let's get some practice in. Let's get a few practice swings in before we go in for the kill tomorrow.
Yeah, no,
And
I figured this would be something really
it's gonna
fun.
give me a chance to test out my top secret formula for a championship team here.
No way. Is the Krabby Patty formula in there? Are you gonna?
And you better believe, because my home league, we draft in person every year. It's a big get together. It's the one and only time, really, every year that the older you get, and then you move away from people. It's the one time a year that you get to see all your friends. So you better believe that I'm taking this sucker right here and coveting it, not letting anybody see it. And
There
see,
you
it's
go.
nothing in there but my bullshit. I thought about just putting a page in there that just said draft good players from good teams, and just that's it, just in big block letters. But uh,
Yeah.
anyway,
Something that sounds very top secret to me. No, and here's the thing, like what our plan was, Alpha's in a 10-team league. So the opening draft we're gonna do tonight is on a 10-team league. So 10-team PPR standard format. That's what we're gonna be drafting. And I draft in a 12-team league. My draft's not till 2 weeks from tomorrow. So we figure we're gonna do a 12-team thing and then we can just go from there. So we'll do two mock drafts, and obviously we can just pick randomize. I know you're number 6 in your draft tomorrow, so that's where you're going to draft here. And I don't know how much people are going to be in the chat, although we do have a first timer here. I've never seen this name before on Grande's Graveyard. Welcome. Do you keep Josh
cool.
Allen or Derrick Henry in a keeper league? It's 6 keepers and 1 dynasty. I have Cup, Rashee Rice, Worthy, Pickens, Pollard, and Irving. Who would you keep, Alpha?
It's gotta be Josh Allen. I mean, Derrick Henry's over that 30 age, 30, which he's a freak of nature. I mean,
He is.
it's like last year, I'm thinking, because I grew up, about an hour from Nashville, so I grew up watching the Titans and watching Derrick Henry, and it's just like every year, it's like, damn, this dude gets the ball so much that you would think he would start to wear down at some point, but he had his best year of his career last year, and there's like zero reason why he could do that again this year. So in a keeper league, I would keep Josh Allen, though. I mean, that he's, easy money every week almost. Like he's just set him in there and he's going to score you 25, 30 points weekly. So and I don't see any reason why he'd be slowing down either. So anyway,
I
that was a
will say, if
long-winded
you have
response to
the
that.
option, if you have the option to not keep Cup, I would keep both of them. I don't know if that's a thing. I've never done keepers or anything like that, but my God, I would keep Allen and Henry and drop Cup if that's a possibility. I'm assuming it's not if you're asking us the question, but I would double on what Alpha said. Josh Allen is probably the best quarterback pound for pound in the league, I think. And he has the big rushing and talent ability to score on the goal line. And if he's not throwing it with his rocket arm, he's going to be doing it with his legs. So that guy is a really great player. And Derrick Henry, yeah, he's one of my favorite players ever. But yeah, I agree with you. We've been waiting for the other hat to drop for so long. You don't want to be the guy that drafts him the year that it happens. But, we'll see. You guys are freaking nature. Maybe it'll never happen. Yo, buddy, I had a barbecue at my church today. Still up to 2015 in the memoirs. 42nd birthday's coming. And my next movie's Talk Avenger. Welcome, Anthony Chabot. Hope all's well.
Anthony?
We got Pat. Pat's a fellow Steeler fan. Will John draft his boy at QB1? Who is my
A-Rod.
boy? Are you talking about Aaron Rodgers? I will not
A-Rod,
draft
baby.
Nick Nash. Well, it's funny because Alpha's a big Packers guy, so Alpha knows Aaron Rodgers very well.
And you will too, because I'm telling you, the Steelers, it's AFC Championship at least. I'm telling you, I would bet on it. I've seen this play out before, man. As a Packers fan, when Favre went to the Jets and had a shitty year, and then he was going to retire, but then he came back and played for the Vikings. The Vikings at the time were a team that had a great offensive line, a great running back, a great defense, and all they needed was that veteran quarterback to hold it down. The one thing the Steelers have not had the past since Big Ben. It's just been one guy after another. Now you got Aaron Rodgers, one of the greatest to ever do it. No matter how old he is, the greatest to ever do it is now your quarterback, and you got DK Metcalf coming over as your new wide receiver one. Your defense. I mean, you guys have been so close to being real Super Bowl contenders for the past few years with nobody at quarterback.
It's true.
Just a great defense and a great head coach in Tomlin, man. Tomlin is one of my favorite coaches ever. Like, people give him shit, and it's like, oh God, how long are they going to keep him? But if I had Tomlin as my head coach, I wouldn't.
I love Mike Tomlin. I know a lot of people criticize that guy. I don't see it at all.
Look what he does with wide receivers. Every wide receiver that has success with the Steelers, Antonio Brown, Antonio Holmes, Plaxico Harris, all these guys throughout the years of being great wide receivers with the Steelers, as soon as they leave, they lose their fucking minds because Tomlin somehow knows. He's like the wide receiver whisperer. Yeah, Deontay Johnson. It's just like, what? But Tomlin somehow makes it work with the Steelers. And as soon as they go, it's like, forget about it.
Yeah, he's a great motivator. He's a great defensive mind. He's never had the losing season. I think the guy is great. I know people want to throw their stones. I don't see it at all. I think the guy is a great head coach. Kyle says, thanks for the feedback. You're very welcome. He says, Alan, that it is. So awesome. Okay. He says, Kenny Pickett's my QB1. Buddy, don't you make fun of me. I know you're QB1. You have Mason Rudolph start over Aaron Rodgers. I know how you work, Pat. But so tonight we are going to be drafting mock fantasy teams, and I guess we'll get underway with this, Alpha, if it's all the same to you. All right, so basically I'll just give a little bit of a foreground before I hit that start draft button. I'm going to be drafting from the number 2 selection, and Alpha is going to be drafting from the number 6 selection. There's 15 players that each team is going to be able to draft in the league, and then, of course, you have 3 minutes to make your pick. So we'll discuss, like, strategies, things like that. Obviously, we'll keep this kosher. We'll keep this organic, whatever. It's going to be a lot of fun. So thank you, Alpha, for making the time tonight. And I say we get this son of a bitch on the road, only on the graveyard. Let's do it. Let's start. Are you sure you want to start the draft? Okay, yes, we are still. Okay, number 1 overall, Jamar Chase. That's a no-brainer. That's what's going to happen in most drafts. So then that passes the ball to me, and obviously every other player is on the board here. I don't know, man. I don't know about you. I'm kind of scared of Barkley.
Dude, so many people are spooked of Saquon Barkley. A guy that rushes for 2,000 yards and has the crazy season that he had last year. People are just like, I don't know about it. But I mean, they drove his ass into the ground though, so.
They did. And then as far as Bijan, I think I'm more comfortable there just because he's younger. And I think that last year they were really getting something late. And I liked what Penix was doing. I liked how they were getting Drake London involved. I think you have to go either Robinson or Jefferson here. And I'm going Robinson. I think Bijan Robinson will be my pick here at the number 2 slot. So then our next 3 picks, we got Barkley, Gibbs, and Jefferson going 3, 4, 5 respectively. And the Alpha of all Romero fans is on the clock. Alpha, what are you feeling, man?
So Gibbs is actually my number 1 running back this year. I would have taken him possibly, I'd have taken him at 2, possibly ahead of Chase at 1. I was hoping he would make it to me at 6. Because, I mean, he led the league in touchdowns last year, had a crazy season, even splitting the backfield with David Montgomery. I just think that's going to happen less and less this year.
Yeah, Monty stole a lot of touchdowns from him. That's true.
Yeah. Gibbs is going to go off this year. So I was hoping he'd make it back. He didn't. I figured Barkley would probably go. This is probably about how most drafts are going to go, even home leagues, especially with 3 running backs in the first 5, because my home league is very running back heavy. They draft a lot of running backs, so that kind of wants me to. Part of me wants to take a running back here, because I know that all the running backs are going to go quickly, just knowing my league and how they usually draft. So I kind of want to take a running back here. I might do that just to test this out, since this is just a test run to see how the shit goes.
And let me ask you this: like, how do you feel about Ashton Genty? Because he's my consensus. I think he's going to be a top 3 back this year. I really like the hype. Are you a fan, or do you not believe in the Raiders?
He may be, but I would never draft him in the first round. I've never drafted a rookie running back in the first round. I never will, just because it's just, I don't know. It scares the shit out of me. Even the great ones that come out, like other than like Adrian Peterson or something like that. But second round Genty, maybe, yeah, I could see that. But of all these guys, I'm gonna go running back here, just to test this theory out to see what the hell makes it back to me. I'm gonna go Devon A. Chan,
Oh, PPR
number
magnet. I
6.
like that.
And
I did
this is a
not see
P.
that coming.
I'm in a PPR league, so and yep. See, there goes Henry, McCaffrey, and G, all the guys that I would have liked to have made it to me at 6. So there's a chance Achane would have made it back, but
Was your plan to go RB because your league is RB draft heavy, or are you trying to get your wide receiver 1 here?
I probably want to go with a wide receiver 1. There's one on here that makes sense that that would just make the most sense to do. But again, like I said, my league is so running back heavy that I kind of want to load up on running backs this year, just to have trade bait for nothing else if I need it.
Yeah, 6 backs have gone, 7 receivers have gone up to this point. So yeah, it's been pretty balanced for the most
Yeah.
part. But I mean, I'm shocked that you had names of Henry, Genty, McCaffrey, and you go Chan. I mean, I think that's a interesting pick. Obviously, CMC is scary because of the injury history. And then as far as Henry, it's the age, and Genty, I guess you're skeptical because he's a rook.
I just think Achane, it's not going to take much for him to score 20 plus points a game this season. Because there's no Jonnu Smith there anymore. He's with your Steelers.
Yeah.
So all that underneath stuff when Achane was playing with Tua last year, he was RB1 easily. It was just that stretch there where Achane didn't have Tua and just had all those really bad quarterbacks, and the offense was so terrible that's what brought him down. If Tua played all season last year, Achane would be a top 5 pick. So I'm just, more than anything, I'm banking on Tua staying healthy, which
yeah, I don't know if you want to put that money in the bank, though. That's my problem.
Yeah, pray for me. But you don't win by hitting doubles. You got to swing for the fences. So
yes, that's true.
All right, so here in second round, I'm going to take my wide receiver here. I think the Jaguars' offense is going to be pretty fun this year.
BTJ, baby. I knew it. I had a feeling you had to go BTJ there. Okay, so you go BTJ. That's exactly who I would have took there. Then Drake London, who I think is a really good hand. AJ Brown, I think is way too. I don't like that pick there. I don't know about that. So let's look at my options here. The consensus pick says to take my client Brock Bowers at this spot, which I don't believe. I don't believe in taking a tight end this early. Are you against the whole? I know some people love to take tight ends in like the second, third round. I think that's crazy, personally. Are you with or against that?
I've never done it. There may have been a year where I took Kelsey second in the second round, one of his crazy years. But I mean, if there's a tight end, I had Brock Bowers last year. I was lucky enough to draft him in like the 6th or 7th round, and yeah, he's just a wide receiver. If he was a wide receiver, not a tight end, he would still be drafted in this range. You know what I mean? Whereas if Kittle was a receiver, not a tight end, he'd be drafted way below, in my opinion. I just think Bowers is a special talent, and second round sounds right to me. But
really, okay, so you wouldn't think it'd be a preposterous pick for me to go with Brock here?
No, I think that would make especially in PPR, man. They're gonna he's their number 1 target in a Chip Kelly offense. When Chip Kelly is in the NFL, I mean, he runs a lot of plays. It's a fast-paced offense. They got Geno Smith, who's not a great quarterback, but he's better than what they had. And we saw what Brock Bowers did last year with Aiden O'Connell and the shitty quarterbacks he had. Now he actually has somewhat of a competent quarterback. I think it's an easy pick in the second.
Huh, okay, that's interesting. I didn't think you were going to go that route, and now you have me second guessing myself. I mean, so this is weird because it's a quick turnaround for me. I'm in 2 picks. I'll have another pick. So I could really go RB hero here and arguably get 2 top 10 running backs, and then still, because these wide receiver names like Lad McConkey is my wide receiver 1. That's not too intimidating. Hill coming off a down year. JSN, yeah, he's the lead guy now, but T. Higgins, like none of those guys really make me go crazy. I was hoping a guy like Drake London would fall to me, but that's not what happened here. I think I'm gonna go hero running back here, and I'm gonna take Bucky Irving, man. Give me Buck at the number. Yeah, I think I'm taking Buck. Number 29th pick.
Good pick.
So then Josh Allen and Brock Bowers go next.
Team 1 is killing it already. Chase Allen and Bowers, he looks like they would have the wide receiver 1, the quarterback 1, and the tight end 1. which
is crazy. And I also don't ever really go running back this early. Like quarterback this early. Quarterback in the second round.
I don't either.
I don't like it. I don't. And now, I could still get Ladd McConkey as wide receiver 1. This is enticing, but
Ladd, if nothing else, is going to get a lot of targets, so he'll get a lot of catches. But he was pretty impressive at the end of last year, though.
Yeah, you know what? Yeah. That's going to be my pick here. I could go McBride. But...
So you don't think Tyreek? Because what do you think of Tyreek? People are scared to death of him too.
I'm scared to death of him because, again, we'll both be in the same prayer circle of hoping that Tua turn the ball over, stays healthy. And I don't know if I want to be in that. I'll pray for you from the outside, but do I want to be in the circle is the question. Shit, man.
And that Dolphins defense is terrible. So
they'll be throwing a lot.
They're going to be they're going to have to go all out if they're going to be somewhat competitive this year.
Honestly, I'm going Ladd McConkey. I'm too scared of Hill there, personally. So I go Ladd. I know that's pretty crazy. He's not been my wide receiver 1 in any draft I've done thus far, so we'll see. But he just goes. Tyreek Hill just goes before you're on the clock here, buddy.
I wouldn't have taken him.
Well, then you would have been very Dolphin heavy.
Yeah, there's no way that I'm putting, because then I really am just like Tua's biggest fan this year, and I'm not. I want to be in that camp. But yeah, there's a guy right here that came around that I was lucky to have last year too. I'm kind of partial. I find when I have good experiences with players, I kind of stick with them every year, because we've been doing, in my league, my home league, we've been doing this for like 15 years at this point. So every year we all have our tendencies and the players that we like. And this guy last year really saved my ass because I had no running back help at all. I went pretty zero RB last year. Just because that's the way the board fell, and I didn't really love a lot of the players, a lot of the running backs last year. Let me see who else. Yeah, I don't like any of those guys. I think he might make it back. Yeah, this is what I'm gonna do. Chase Brown, baby, from the Cincinnati Bengals.
I'm surprised you go him over Kyron.
I love Kyron too, but he kind of freaks me out because they keep adding running backs and. They keep adding running backs. They added, Jarquez Hunter, I think, this year. They had Blake Corum last year. And I don't know. I love Kyron, but Chase Brown, man. Chase Brown, Cincinnati Bengals, they're going to be throwing the ball just like the Dolphins. Their defense is terrible, so they're going to be throwing the ball all over the place. And he's their primary, but who's behind him? Like Samaje Perine, like there's nobody behind him that's going to take over his role. He catches the ball. He Burrow trusts him. So yeah, I feel good about Chase Brown.
Sure. I think it's a good pick for sure. I had to pick your brain on why him over Kyron, but I like the explanation there. And now you're on the clock again. And what are you thinking now? Because you've got RB, receiver, RB.
There's some good picks on here that I like in the fourth. Now God, I don't know if he'll make it back. I really want this dude, but I don't know if he'll make it back to me. I'm not gonna say who.
Yeah, no, you're fine.
But I do this year I do want to get away with. Well, who do we got here? Sorry, this is where it gets difficult for me because now I'm gonna hold off. Yeah, he might make it back. All right, I'm gonna get my tight end. I'll go George Kittle.
Okay, so you go George Kittle, then Cook comes off the board, Jalen Hurts, Mike Evans, who I was hoping was gonna fall to me. So now I'm looking at, oh man, possibly my favorite wide receiver in all of the NFL. It's Scary Terry, just because of that
Mm.
nickname. I'm a diehard horror fan.
That's
Scary
crazy. Like
Terry.
Terry McLaurin, man, fourth round. I mean, that offense is going to be top five in the league. He's the number one receiver. He's got more, chemistry with Jaden Daniels. I mean, I know the whole contract situation scaring people off with Terry, but fourth round Terry McLaurin is pretty fucking hard to beat.
Yeah, and he's another guy that's just been waiting for so long to have that quarterback standout guy. And Jaden was that last year, and he got Terry the ball so much. I'm sorry, there's no other way that you have to go Terry McLaurin here at the 49th pick here in this draft. Yeah, hell yeah. So Terry McLaurin, Alvin Kamara, then DK Metcalf gets taken right before my pick. Oh man! So wide receivers, you still have a Devontae Adams, a Rashee Rice, who is not going to play all the games, right? I think he has a 6-game suspension.
Yeah, Rashi is like the wild card because he could be a wide receiver one. He could be a top 10, top 12 wide receiver, just because he's going to be the focal point of the Chiefs. But it's like it looks like he'll play the first few games, then he might get suspended for we don't know how long. Could be 4 games, could be 2 games, could be 6 games, could be 8. Who fucking knows? Like, so he's just a wild card.
He is, yeah. I mean, running back wise now, Omarion Hampton's a name that really excites me because I know Najee Harris is not going to have that big of a role in that offense. I think it's all going to roll around Omarion Hampton, and I really like his talent. I think he has a lot of touchdown upside. Whereas with wide receiver, I think there's way more depth that I could wait. Whereas if I wait running back, I may be dead later.
Yeah.
So I think I snipe Omarion Hampton here at this spot. Whereas the other thing that would lean is Devontae Adams. But right now, I just don't know with Matt Stafford, man. It doesn't sound like he's 100% healthy.
Yeah, he's got
So,
like back issues or something, which is not good to have if you're a quarterback.
yeah, and like any game he's missed in the Rams organization, their receivers do nothing. So if he misses any time, I mean, Devontae will be dead in the water. So you know what? I'm going to go with the young legs. I'm going to go with the upstart rook as my RB3/flex. Give me Omarion Hampton from the Chargers at that spot.
There goes my guy right after you, Kenneth Walker. I really like Kenneth Walker this year.
What scares me with him is the health. I feel like he always
Yeah.
gets hurt. Like it's just
I
scary.
find myself when I do mocks, like do mock draft, like if I draft Kenneth Walker, I always make sure to pick up Charbonnet at the end of the draft just in
You
case.
have to. You really have to.
And there goes Rashi. Yeah, Adams, man, he's dropping, but
And I know you must love Devontae. I love Devontae
yeah,
Adams.
I'm a huge Devontae Adams fan, and he's not a bad wide receiver too. But then again, like you said, the running backs are starting to dry up a little bit.
Yeah, that's why I went one more RB there to make sure I have 3 guys that are clear cut the starter. And then obviously the McConkey pick is my only. I'm like, I don't know, but he could be a breakout. I don't know.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't like any of these motherfuckers, honestly.
Yeah, it's tough, right?
It's just kind of like, who do I? These rounds here are kind of the most difficult for me, but I'm gonna, you know what? Let's do this.
Whoa!
Patrick Mahomes. What the hell?
At Mahomes. Interesting pick there. See, I was hoping Devonta Smith was going to fall to me.
Yes. All right, so I got Mahomes, and I'm gonna stack him. I don't know if you're a fan of stacking, but I'm gonna stack him with Xavier Worthy.
Okay, I don't know.
Be wide receiver one, like we were saying with Rice. He's gonna be the go-to target at wide receiver, for all those games that Rice is out. So,
sure.
And
no,
plus,
I totally hear that.
Dude, last Super Bowl, man, Xavier Worthy won me $1,000. So,
did he really? What'd you like?
Bet
props?
Yeah, I got one of those things where my cousin sent me. He was like, "Hey, if you sign up, you get $200 of free bets, whatever." So me and my fiance just went on and just started making crazy bets, just $5 here, $5 there, just to make the game more fun. And we put $5 on Xavier Worthy, or what? Maybe it wasn't five. Maybe it was like 30 or something like that, on Xavier Worthy getting at least 150 receiving yards and 2 touchdowns in the Super Bowl. And we fucking hit at the very end in garbage time when he threw that big bomb to Xavier Worthy for that second touchdown. I fucking lost my shit, dude. I've never won that much money in my life.
That's awesome.
So I owe it to him. You're on the team, Xavier.
Hell yeah. No, I think also with the doubt with Rasheed, I think that Worthy is definitely going to be the number one guy a lot of weeks there. So I think that's a really good pick. And to stack it with Mahomes, you're just going to eat all those points, man.
Yeah, and
I like that pick a lot. I like
I
that stack.
I'm a fan of stacking. I don't know. It just seems like you have some intimidating upper hand on your opponent when you know that you can just double up. If Mahomes throws a touchdown to Worthy, it's just like it could blow a whole game out of proportion sometimes.
Yeah, the only I guess risk is if they both have off day, then you double your
Yeah,
losses.
but that's why I feel comfortable doing that with a team like the Chiefs that I know they're going to score a lot of points. Or I don't. Maybe they won't. They've kind of struggled the past couple of years, but I have faith that they're gonna be pretty good this year offensively. I think Mahomes has something to prove, so I'm kind of banking on the Chiefs being good, the Chiefs offense being good, more so than I would stack like Cam Ward and Calvin Ridley or somebody like that. That would just be a disaster. So
Sure, sure. Here, I'm on the clock. I mean, I really think I have to go wide receiver here because I've done three backs. I have two wideouts. Another guy, he's another rook that I really like. I think he has good chemistry with the quarterback. I think it's going to be a really underrated guy, under the radar guy, and that's of course Mr. Tarioa McMillan. I don't know if I'm saying that name right, but that's the guy.
Tetaroa or something like that. That's a
Yeah,
good pick, man. That's a good pick. He's gonna be like I'm telling you, man. Rookies like rookie receivers. Like last year, I picked up Malik Neighbors as my wide receiver 4 in my home league, and he was probably the best receiver I had all year. Rookies down the stretch, man, they make the difference if you can find those rookies. And Travis Hunter's another one that I would be super interested in. If I didn't already have Brian Thomas, Travis Hunter would have been one I would. I don't know if I want to put all my eggs in the Jaguars basket either.
no, you don't want to. I don't think you want to do that at all. At least I wouldn't. We do have a question here. Would you trade Nico Collins? I'm assuming you're asking for Chase and Trey. So
So yeah,
yeah, well, yeah.
I would, yeah. Nico, yeah. Nico's definitely a number one receiver, but you guys know I love Chase Brown obviously, and Trey McBride. I had him last year too. I got lucky and got Trey McBride and Brock Bowers, and
What?
yeah. So
Crazy.
McBride was on my bench most of the year, but he the only thing with him, he doesn't score touchdowns.
Yeah,
Like
that's a big
that's
turnoff for sure.
but he catches a lot of balls. So if you're in a PPR at least, yeah, definitely.
So I'm in this spot here. I think I have to go another wide receiver, even though RJ Harvey I figured would drop to me, but didn't. And I'm kind of sick that he didn't,
Mm.
which leads me to yet another choice here with the Dolphin in the conversation of
Uh-oh.
Jalen Waddle, which he gets hurt a lot too, man. Jameson is a safe pick.
I'll tell you what
Olave,
though. I'll tell you what. If you're not gonna take Tyreek Hill in the third, then you're betting on Tyreek Hill sucking this year and Jalen Waddle being the number one guy in Miami. So
yeah, that's what I'm leaning that way for sure because wideouts here, Calvin Ridley, Jordan Addison's a guy I love, but he's going to miss 3 games. Olave
hmm
is a walking concussion. I'm going Jalen Waddle here. I think you got to go Jalen Waddle here. And there's running backs that I hope will fall back to me. As I, of course, now is around 8th to 10th round. I target tight end quarterback around there. So
hmm
this will be a wide receiver pick for me. I go with Jalen Waddle here.
So why Waddle over Jamison Williams?
I think Jameson's probably the safer pick, but I think Waddle's more explosive. I think Waddle's one of those guys he can take a 3-yard slant and take it to the house.
Mm,
And I do expect a down year from Tariq. I just don't. It was a down year last year. I sort of think that could be the same thing this year. I don't know. I like Waddle a little bit better. I think he can make more out of the situation as opposed to whereas Williams. I mean, I think you're going to get a lot of Gibbs. You're going to get a lot of, I don't know. The lines like to run the ball. I would go Waddle over Williams, but it's barely, like very close. I don't know.
mm, eesh, I don't like this round. I was hoping I was so close. Trey Henderson. I was hoping he'd make it back.
Oh
Um,
yeah, I was on the fence with him as well, but I figured I had to go because there's another running back of mine for when it gets back to me if he doesn't get taken. But we'll see.
I feel yeah, I took running back at the top here. I feel pretty good about that. I can take some swings on rookies later. Um, Olave is a big risk, but he is, a talented receiver when he is healthy. Judy, Ridley, Addison suspended, so I have to keep that in mind. Yuck. I don't like any of these. So maybe I will take a running back. Shit. Uh,
Yeah, well, you're not an Aaron Jones. I know Aaron Jones was a Packer for quite some time.
I know, but it's like we were talking about with Henry earlier. I just feel like his cliff is so close that I don't know when he's going to hit it. Like when is he going to drop? Um,
Minnesota's O line is probably best in football, though. So I think
well,
as long as he stays
they
healthy,
traded for Jordan Mason too, so they're bringing in competition. A guy that they actually traded to get. So that gives me worry
it's a good
too.
point. Yeah.
Um, I'll take the shot on Olave.
Yeah, it's not a bad pick. He was drafted in the first round in the actual NFL draft, but he just hasn't really had that breakout season. And
Yeah.
shit, there goes Caleb Johnson, who I was hoping to fall back to me.
Yeah, what other?
That was going to be my one Steeler, Pat, was going to be Caleb Johnson, but he didn't make it.
Not a Jalen Warren guy?
Oh, I love Jalen Warren. I think Caleb Johnson's going to be the guy on the goal line for sure. I think Jalen Warren is going to be the third down back for sure. They don't trust him to start for some reason. They don't. They totally never gave Warren a fair enough shot. We want Tony Pollard. I like that.
I'll
move.
take Tony Pollard.
Oh, and I get sniped again. DeAndre Swift was what was going to be my backup pick there. Oh, now I'm toast on backs, man. I got to hope my backs really overperform. So when something like this happens, I think you've got to go QB or you got to go tight end here. Because I really was going to go one more back. Although Roma Dunze is there. And I really believe in Roma Dunze.
I like Rome. I just don't know if I trust Caleb Williams or not. It's so weird. The Chicago situation. It just seems like Ben Johnson, new head coach, is just I don't know. It doesn't he doesn't seem all that confident in Caleb Williams, but Odunze,
No.
yeah, is probably going to be probably a good chance he could be the wide receiver one after this year.
And that's where I'm going to go. I'm going to go Roma Dunze.
I like that.
Godwin, Debo. Okay, now I have to get my quarterback or my tight end. Granted, tight ends have been pretty much you got a tight end. Every team after you have got a tight end other than team 10. So team 10 is definitely going to be drafting one. So maybe I should be forced to take my tight end here. Mark Andrews, no. Evan Ingram catches a lot of passes, but he's always fucking hurt. I'm going to hold off on tight end. I think I'm going to get my quarterback here, and this is going to be a stretch. I don't know if you're going to agree with this. I think most people will go Bo Nix here, although I don't really like Bo Nix. For fantasy, he's good, but in real life, I don't know. You my client, Brock Purdy. I'm going with it.
Well, I'm really glad that I took Patrick Mahomes when I did and stacked him with Worthy because my plan was to wait on quarterback until Brock Purdy came to me at right around here. To stack with George Kittle. So I'm glad I made the Mahomes choice because I'd have been fucked if.
Yeah, I've been taking Purdy in like every mock draft. That's my guy this year. For some reason, I think he's going to have a big year.
Yeah, I do too. And let me see who we got here. I might take another running back here. There's a couple that I like. Then again, they could come back to me. Tell you what, give me a little rookie upside. I'll be the homer here for a second. Give me Matthew Golden.
I love Matthew Golden. That's somebody I was eyeing in a round coming up for sure. So I think that's good that you took him there because I certainly would have been tempted.
Yeah, there goes all the running backs I like. So we'll go back to wide receiver here. We'll just load up on receiver. And speaking of the 49ers and Brock Purdy and a guy I would have loved to have stacked with Brock Purdy, going Ricky Pearsall.
Ricky Bobby. I got shot. Okay. So the tight end I was wanting
I
did
got
fall to
shot.
me. I got shot. That's how I always say, Ricky Pearsall, I got shot. Tight end here. I know you're gonna think I'm crazy. Another rook. I like me some Colston Loveland, man. I want him to be my tight end.
Hey, mid to late round rookie tight end last year. I ended up with Brock Bowers. So yeah, I'm with you there. I like Tyler Warren and Colston Loveland. I think both of those have a chance to really
Sure.
be fantasy viable this year. Who? Okay, so you're up.
So let me ask you this, because I'm on the fence. I still want one more wide receiver, and Jaden Reed is a guy I see so much talent in, but man, last year it just seemed like it didn't work out for whatever reason. Tell me your thoughts on Jaden Reed, because I would love to take him here.
Man, I don't know. I don't know what the Packers' issue with Reed is. I think a lot of it with not having Christian Watson is that speed guy, that that X receiver type of deep threat. Didn't open up the middle of the field for a guy like Jaden Reed, who's just a PPR beast when everything's going right. Like he's gonna work the underneath. They're gonna design those push passes to him, the end arounds and all that. Like, but I think not having Christian Watson most of last year kind of hurt Jaden Reed because he kind of had to play a different role. I'm a big fan of Jaden Reed this year. I think he could possibly outscore
Golden.
Matthew Golden. Yeah.
Well, you've convinced me, because I was on the fence, and now Alpha Romero has Royal Rumbled this. He's thrown me over the fence. Jaden Reed, give me him in the 11th round. Too much upside, too much talent for me.
All right, so I have what do I got? 3 running backs here that I feel pretty good about. None that I feel very good about on the board. So I'll take another rookie wide receiver. I'm gonna take Emeka Ibuka.
I think that's a great pick. I was between him and Jaden Reed. I think he actually caught a touchdown today. Ibuka.
Oh, really?
Yeah, he caught a touchdown against the
that.
Steelers. He scored against my team.
Yeah, they just glow about him, like his coaches and stuff. Baker glows over him, and you got Chris Godwin dealing with the injury, Mike Evans, which hopefully works out for you. But Mike Evans is a little older, and maybe slowing down a bit, and so yeah, I think there's a real chance of, he could really prosper this year. Let me see. I guess I should take another running back at some point, right?
That's what I'm thinking. I think I should take one more back. I feel like I'm a little too wide receiver heavy. But the names left, man, are pretty brutal.
Let's go with another wide receiver. Josh
Downs. All right, then that means I think what would be smart is that if, God forbid, Omarion gets hurt, you'd have Najee. Or you could go with the rook in Dallas and Jaden Blue. But I don't know. I don't think Jaden Blue is going to do anything. Tajay might be a decent pick here. Stevenson, I think Henderson's going to get everything. I don't think Ramondre Stevenson's going to do as much this year. This is a tough spot. I think I'll go Stevenson just in case Henderson gets some kind of injury. I think you have to. I don't know. I still have 4 more picks, right? So I could get a backup tight end. You could go like somebody like Dallas Goedert. Could go somebody like Zach Ertz, who was a PPR machine. I think he was tight end 7 last year, Zach Ertz. Kyle Pitts sucks. I don't like Kyle Pitts at all. That guy's a bust, in my opinion.
Yeah, but every year with Kyle Pitts, though, it's like we're just waiting.
Yeah, it's just like, I don't think it's ever going to happen is the problem.
It doesn't seem like it is, but a new quarterback, second year in the new system, it may be Kyle Pitts time. You never know.
It might be, but for now, I'm going to go Ramondre Stevenson just to make sure I have a 4th back.
Dude, I don't hate that pick in the 12th. I mean, he's still going to be, even Travion, it's going to be kind of like what, he's going to be what like Mark Ingram was to Reggie Bush, or I guess Mark Ingram and Alvin Kamara. Like he's still gonna be the goal line guy, and he's gonna score some touchdowns, and I think they're gonna be a pretty good running team this year. I think with under Vrabel.
For sure. And then I think I'm gonna get my backup tight end here. I think I'll go Jake Ferguson. I think that's a good pick, even though I usually like Ertz. Ertz is one of my guys, but I'll go Jake Ferguson here.
All right, so I got one more pick, and then I got to start picking kickers and defense. That'll be fun. So I guess I could take a running back here, and I'll take a swing. Who do we got?
Because
Man,
I usually just
Nick
do last
Chubb
two
is.
picks as defense kicker. Personally, I don't know if you're the same
Yeah,
way.
yeah. Although, who's up there?
Somebody picked the kicker after me, right after me.
Yeah, Butker.
See, I think that's crazy. If you're taking a pick kicker not in the last 2 rounds, I think it's nuts.
Then again, it is nice to have a reliable kicker like like a Justin Tucker was all those years.
Yeah,
That
he
you
was
just
real
know if
reliable.
like if he lines up for a 50-yard field goal, he's gonna make it, and that's 5 easy points right there.
True.
Um,
That's why my man Boswell. Boswell, I think was kicker 1 last year.
yeah, he was killing it last year. I tell you what, man, I'm gonna take a swing on a guy that I don't think is gonna get picked before I get there. I'm gonna take a kicker,
Oh, look at
Brandon
this.
Aubrey, Mr. Automatic from 50 yards or more. I talked myself into it.
I don't think it's a bad. Boswell actually went. Okay. Yeah, this is where I target defenses and kickers right at the end as well.
What defenses we got?
My boys are there. I'm hoping they follow me, but it's your pick, Mr. Romero.
I was looking at him. What else we got still available? Packers defense. How are you making that mistake?
Yeah, I was gonna say that's.
Yeah, I do. I will say I do like under the radar. I do kind of like the Rams defense this year.
Always love taking the Rams defense, and their special teams is so they're always good for a couple kick returns.
Yeah.
Let me ask you this: do you ever draft with your heart? Like, do you ever go, "I love this guy. I'm a Packers fan. That's my guy." Does that ever happen to you?
In terms of like the teams that I like sometimes I'll draft them just because I follow those teams closer, so I have more inside intel on what players are performing in camp and which ones they like and all that. But typically, I try to separate them. It's like church and state. I don't know, you know what I mean? Like I keep them apart. Because to me, like fantasy football is like a whole other sport that I pay attention to. The real thing is one thing, and then the fantasy side of it is because there's no way that I would, cheer for Kittle or Mahomes or any of these people in real life if I was following my heart.
Yeah, of course. Yeah,
But yeah, I'm gonna take your boys here.
I think that's a good pick. I was going to take them if you didn't.
It's just T.J. Watt, man. Just find a special defensive player and just go with him. That's kind of what I go for. If you find a guy that's just going to get sacks and make plays, and they got Jalen Ramsey. I mean, fuck it, Steelers, man.
I will go with the Houston Texans defense. I love D'Amico Ryan's defensive scheme. I think that guy's money. I like the Houston Texans D here since my boys fell. And then kicker, let's see. Oh, I can go with my man, the Young Ho Koo. I can't. I hate Buffalo so bad. I can't fucking stand them. I don't know. Oh, there we go. Give me my man in Las Vegas, kicking indoors 9 games a year. Hell yeah. Give me Daniel Carlson. Never missed in that stadium as my kicker. Oh, you lost out on the Young Ho right before.
Well, I got Brandon Aubrey, so I'm all right. The Young Ho. I always hate missing out on the Young Ho.
Yeah, we all do.
Well, I'm kind of intrigued with Nick Chubb because Joe Mixon, I don't know what's going on with him. And outside of Chubb in Houston, I don't know who the hell they got. And he but he looks like I don't know if I can trust him or not. Everly, you want to make this pick?
Oh, hi.
You want to say hi?
Hi.
Hi.
All right. Nick Chubb or Tank Bigsby?
You say them I got borrowed.
Hey, Nick Chubb or Tank Bigsby? Tank Bigsby. All right.
The Tank. I love it.
You going to bed? I love you. All right.
I think that she made a fine pick personally. Let's see. Okay,
Somebody's
so
got to be the number one receiver in Jacksonville. She knows.
she knows totally.
Or the number one running back.
Let's look at this, I guess, result page here. I know we were looking at team one, right? Because you said they have the potential to have the QB one, wide receiver one, and tight end one. Yeah, all three of those guys honestly could finish at that. And then, of course, their running back one is Kamara, RJ Harvey. Man, I do like that guy's team.
Yeah.
The
only problem is he has no other running backs until Jaden Blue. So
yeah, if anybody else gets hurt, the running back position, he's kind of toasted there. Then he's streaming. What do you make of my team, Alpha? Good, bad, or goddamn ugly?
Let me see. Let me highlight it so I can just pull it up.
Yeah, I'm screwing this up. It's hard to see.
No, you're good. Let me see. Where are you at? I was gonna try to just look at it in terms of like the lineup, but so I mean, yeah, Bijan at 2, home run. I love Bucky Irving this year. I think he could really be good. So your 2 running backs are solid. I like your receiving room. I like McConkey. I like McLaurin. McMillan.
The killer M's.
Yeah, you got a lot of mix.
McMillan, McConkey, McLaurin. I didn't mean to do that.
Yeah.
But it works.
Hampton, big rookie upside. Waddle, Adunze, Purdy. I already told you I like. Yeah, that's a solid team for sure.
Thank you. No, I appreciate it. All right, let's look at the Alphas team here, though. I got it up here. Achan, I think that's a great pick. Obviously, if you're picking 10th or 9th, I think that's better value. But I think okay.
I'm sorry. What?
You're good. You're good.
I love you. But yeah, Achan, going with Achan at 6 is a reach. I'll agree. There's a chance he could have made it back to me in the second round, but for me in the first round, I'm just trying to take a swing. Like typically, if I was drafting with my brain, you were talking about, do I ever draft with my heart, not my brain? My heart wants Achan, just because if everything goes right, he's a cheat code. Like he's just But if I was drafting with my brain, it would have probably been CeeDee Lamb. I like CeeDee Lamb. He has, easy pick there at number 6. And honestly, those first 6, Lamb, Jefferson, Gibbs, Barkley, Robinson, and Chase, that I feel like there's a tier break there from everybody else. But I went with Achan. I don't know. We'll see if it plays out like that in tomorrow's draft. But Achan, Brian Thomas. Brian Thomas was just an easy pick for wide receiver 1.
Yeah, he's a great wide receiver 1. I think that's a great pick.
The thing with that, though, I like Liam Cohen a lot because he used to be the offensive coordinator at Kentucky here a few years back. So I've been following him for a while. So I like Liam Cohen. The only thing that worries me about Brian Thomas is Travis Hunter being there, maybe taking some snaps away, but I don't think it'll make that big of a difference. And I love Chase Brown. I don't know, man. This is pretty solid.
I think your team is money. I really like this team. Like your wide receiver upside is really, really good. I think you got Mahomes in a good spot. Of course, you got your tight end 1. Kittle is definitely the next best tight end after McBride and Bowers. Golden has upside. Pearsall, Igbuka. I like this team a lot. You got my boys at D. I don't know. I think I would give you a solid A in this draft. I hope that Achan is a top 5 fantasy back, and I honestly think he has the potential to do it, especially in PPR. Like that guy catches an insane amount of passes. I think he's the fastest actual back. Like they've clocked it, and he is the fastest running back.
Yeah,
it's just a matter of Tua.
When you think back to his rookie year, like the amount of huge runs that he took to the house that year was unlike anything anybody ever seen before. It was just like, I think his average yards per carry was like 20 yards or something like that. It was ridiculous. But last year that regressed, but then his receiving usage went up. So I'm kind of hoping in year 3, those two things kind of blend together and create this legendary year for a running back. That's
sure. Yeah, I remember the 46-point game he had one year. That was crazy. So he has it in him for sure. I don't think it's a terrible stretch at all. I just think, I do like that you're swinging for the fences here. We're not swinging for doubles, swinging for the fences.
That's right.
This was fun. I had a couple people stop by, say what's up. We had Donovan's, his Giants Super Bowl champions. Wilson is going to be the MVP. I don't know about that at all, but we also had somebody calling us a bunch of nerds. Scratch Burno was calling us a couple nerds. We are, but we're fun nerds.
I love a channel where you nerd out about old movies and shit like that. As soon as if you talk sports, then you're a real fucking nerd.
Isn't it funny? Because then the people who actually run sports channels would actually say we're nerds for the movie part.
Oh yeah, yeah. I'm sure if somebody does fantasy football all the time on a YouTube channel, runs into my channel, he's like, "What is this fucking guy? He's talking about this 50-year-old movie again." What is wrong with him?
How many times can he talk about Dawn of the Dead?
Yeah,
the greatest movie ever.
What is
I'll
that?
talk about it.
I like Ving Rhames as much as anybody, but why does he keep talking about this movie?
It was shot in Milwaukee. Okay, so now I'm updating a new draft here, which we're going to do 12 teams, and I'm going to copy a invite for you.
Okay.
Let me just send that over.
I almost did it again. I almost hit google.com.
Google.com, Alpha, the true boomer of the world here.
Oh.
Okay, and I'm going to just email you again, and I'll send you that link so we can do our 12-team mock, you thought 10 teams was intense. 12 teams gets a lot harder, in my opinion. I think this is like...
Yeah. We've been a 12-team league past few years, but a couple of people had to drop out. So we're back down to 10. But one thing I didn't mention, though, about my league is starting this year, it's going to be a keeper league. We'll keep like up to 3 players or something. So that'll be a new twist that I'll have to keep in the back of my mind when I'm drafting tomorrow. So I probably should have drafted. Well, I drafted quite a few rookies, I guess, that could pop off. Because the idea is if you draft, like let's say Matthew Golden, I drafted him in the 9th round. At least the way we're playing it. I drafted him in the 9th round. Let's say he blows up this year, and next year he's projected to be a top 3-round pick. I can keep him and surrender my 8th round pick. So my 8th round pick next year would be Matthew Golden. So I'd be getting a steal.
Right. So you want to be. So the theory of that is you want to be swinging for the fences, even in late rounds, guys that you are seeing as projected low this year, but could pop off this year and then thus get the value next year without you having to give up a top 5 draft pick. That makes total sense.
Okay. Where do you want me to be drafting from?
It's your call again. If you want to do 6 again, just to see how it looks from a 12-man perspective, you can. We were supposed to have our draft slots, but it's been pushed back. So I'm gonna probably pick later because obviously if I just picked number 2, I think I'm gonna take the number 10 slot if that's all the same to you. That's my favorite number, and I just drafted 2nd, so I definitely want to draft towards the end now if that's all the same to you.
Okay, I'll take 6 again as another test run.
Okay, you're gonna take 6 again, and we are going to get underway with this son of a bitch. Let's do it. We're going to start the second draft. Okay. Plot twist right off the bat. Whoa.
Wow.
Ja'Marr Chase goes at number 4. I've not seen any mock draft where that happened.
Yeah, that would be pretty crazy.
If I was the number 4 team, I would literally let off fireworks in the street if that happened.
Yeah. And Jefferson's Jefferson, but Chase is Chase, and the Bengals defense is going to be terrible, so they're going to be throwing the ball a lot, and Chase is Burrow's best friend. So
could you see any of those 3 guys going over Chase, though? I really couldn't.
No. The only guy that I could even make an argument for was Jahmyr Gibbs, and I was hoping he'd fall to me this time, but he didn't. So
he almost did. My gosh.
Yeah, I'm fully expecting that to not happen tomorrow either, so that kind of it kind of helps me, I guess. So I'm going to draft, like I said last time, instead of with my heart, I'm going to draft with my head, and easy click on CeeDee Lamb there at number 6.
Gotcha. Yeah, no. So you were mentioning Malik Neighbors before, and I really like his talent. I know Russell Wilson is not cooking anymore. He hasn't cooked in a long time, but he definitely is someone that loves to throw the deep ball. He loves to have chemistry with that wide receiver 1. So I think Neighbors is going to have a monster year. It'd be really nice to get him as my wide receiver 1 here.
Yeah, and they added nobody else either to that receiver room this year. So I mean that offense is going to go through Malik Neighbors, believe it.
It's true, and I think he's going to have an even bigger year. And he did a lot with nothing last year. I mean,
oh my God, yeah. Look at the quarterback, Tommy DeVito and I don't even remember the other quarterbacks.
Daniel Jones, Tommy DeVito, and there was another guy. You're right, but I
Yeah, there
can't.
was another guy, but yeah, just horrible quarterback play, and he was still, like a top 10 receiver. So
Yeah, he's arguably got the best hands in the league. Runs great routes. I like him a lot. But I'm sorry. I think Ashton Genty is going to be the RB 1 through 3 this year. I want Ashton Genty. I'm reaching for him. I know it's only a couple spots, but he's my first rounder. Ashton Genty, welcome to Team Grande, my friend. So in
okay.
that spot, I'm praying to God that a guy like Nico Collins would fall back to me, but obviously
Yeah.
it's just not going to happen. But I like taking my RB1 there to establish that. I'm high on that guy. I just believe in him. I think him and Bowers will run the Raiders this year. But that means that the guy you got is your wide receiver.
Did you see his run today in the preseason game?
Dude, I did, man. How
he
crazy.
fucking lit that dude up. He
Dude,
was
he
just
ran
like, get
through
off
and
me.
bulldozed him, man. I was like,
Yeah, he's gonna be fun to watch.
yeah, I don't know. I'm very high on him. My friend, he's a Raiders fan. He's like, don't ever take him. Don't take him. I'm like, why? He goes, because it's the Raiders. They'll fuck it up. That's what his logic is.
It's crazy to think the Raiders have 2 players that are legit, like top 15 picks, with him and Bowers.
Sure. I mean, in theory, right now, you look. I could double down and go Bowers, although I never do that. I'm going right here. I'm 100% going with the guys you went with your pick for wide receiver 1 in the last draft. BTJ, man. I love me some Brian Thomas Jr., and that's easy pick for me here at the 2-3 spot. London goes to, wow, you got interesting. HN falls back to you here.
Yeah. If that happens, if that even in a 12-team league, if that could happen tomorrow,
see, this makes me think it's very possible that he'll fall back to you. That's why I was initially like him at 6. It did it in a 12-team league. He fell back to you, which is pretty crazy.
Yeah, I gotta do it. I'll take
Yeah,
it again.
you totally. I think
that's my
you're
guy.
Gonna do it there. That's your guy. See, yeah, you're Team Genty. I'm Team. I'm Team Genty. Your Team HN.
All right.
Oh, and look, Chase Brown's there. Look at that.
Wow, maybe I should have taken CeeDee Lamb last time.
Maybe you should get 2 more teams in your league now. As now I'm on the clock here. T. Higgins, I can't stand the Bengals. I can't take T. Higgins. No, can't. I can't even.
I was in Cincinnati one time, and or I've been to Cincinnati quite a few times. I actually love Cincinnati. It's a great city, but don't love it more than Pittsburgh. Don't get me wrong. But yeah, there was a T-shirt that they were selling at like the gift shop for the Welcome Center or whatever for fucking Cincinnati. I don't remember where it was, but it was like a Welcome Center, and the T-shirt said Schittsburg. I was like, oh, okay, that rivalry's real. Okay.
Oh, they hate us, and we hate. It's funny. Like
it was like next to shirts that say like "Welcome to Cincinnati," the Queen City and blah blah blah, and it's just like Schittsburg.
I respect the Ravens, their toughness, their coach. I have nothing but respect for the Ravens. I hate the Bengals. I have no respect for them. I hope I was the only person probably in the room when they played the Rams that was cheering for the Rams. It's like I can't stand Joe Cool. No, I don't like any of them. However, I'm in an interesting dilemma here. Breece Hall is available. I went with Breece last year, I think, with the number 5 pick and sort of got burned. But I don't know if I want Marvin Harrison as my wide receiver too. I think in reality that Scary Terry will fall right back to me here. I don't think they'll go Neighbors. I don't know. The Team 12 took 2 wide receivers, so I don't think he takes Terry. I'm going to snipe Breece Hall from him right now. I think that's the move here. Yeah, 100%. I go Breece Hall here. Hurts, Higgins, Kamara, and Terry falls back like I predicted, Alpha. See, that is just beautiful. And I am going to not hesitate and take probably my favorite wide receiver in football, Scary Terry McLaurin. Boom.
Why is he your favorite receiver?
I just love him. I've had him so much. It just seems like wherever I draft, I get him. And he's always done a lot with nothing. I don't know. I've seen him make some crazy circus catches. I think, who was the guy? Heineke. They had Heineke for like 2 straight years, and he was still wide receiver, like a top 12. Just good. And, of course, the nickname. You know me, Alpha. Big horror fan.
Scary Terry. Oh, yeah, of course.
This is my guy. That's my number 1.
Well, My favorite dish,
Rice.
lamb and rice. Here we go.
Lemon rice. There you go. That'd be a great fantasy team name. Do you do fun names? I would just do Team Grande personally.
Dude, I'm such a Romero nerd that even my fantasy teams are named after Romero shit. Like for the past like 4 or 5 years in my home league, my team name's been Box Arco Pitcairn. Like the zombie that's it's sitting outside of he's wearing the Box Arco Pitcairn baseball jersey.
Wow, that's
Nobody knows what the fuck that means, but I'm just like, it's cool. This year I've changed it though, and my team name is the Winners, which of course was the name of the sports documentary series that George made back in the 70s. So
that's amazing. You'd have to. I would really, and I know the juice is loose, so you'd have to take some kind of Buffalo Bill if you did that.
I bet I can't draft OJ, man. Too bad I can't draft OJ.
The Crazies would be a good fantasy football.
The Crazies is a good one, yeah. Iron City Ass Kickers, that's a good one.
Oh, that's a great one, yeah.
But
the Bruisers.
The Bruisers. Yeah, dude, you can just pick a title. The Hungry Wives. That would be a good one. The Hungry Wives. Okay, so I'm on the clock here.
Jack's Wives would be a funny one.
Jack's Wives.
It's all guys.
There's always vanilla and just draft white players.
Oh, that would be hysterical. That Lad McConkey, that was my team.
There you go. Get Lad McConkey, George Kittle, Josh Allen, the whitest guy of all time.
McCaffrey, you'd have to get McCaffrey.
Oh, yeah, McCaffrey, RB1. Cam Scatterbo would be number 2. There's a lot of receivers here I really like in the 4th and 5th rounds. I still haven't taken a tight end or quarterback, which is fine with me for what's on the board. Running back, maybe he'll fall back. See, I got Rice. Yeah, I definitely need some backup. With Rice missing time, so I definitely need somebody reliable. And
Are you surprised Rice is going so early in these mocks? Like, or do you think it's
that's the thing? Like, I don't know where he's gonna go. He could fall all the way because last year, I mean, in my league, Lamb fell to like the end of the first round just because of contract talk. So now with the whole Rice thing going, I don't know where he's gonna fall. So I don't really know where to expect to grab him at. So 4 is pretty early. I would prefer to pick him up at like round 5 or 6, but what the hell? It's okay. I've been sitting here. I got 30 seconds left. I will take. No, you're good. I'll take Zay Flowers.
Okay,
wide receiver 1 on the Ravens, which would be a high scoring team.
So, we could go back here. We probably should because I believe these teams ahead of us do not, other than Kamara, have running backs. McCaffrey, so they both have 1, so the odds are they're going to try to get a running back. So I should probably snipe them. I'm going to go with another rook. I know I'm crazy, and I love the rooks here. I like R.J. Harvey. I think he's going to be a monster. You've seen in the past what Sean Payton likes to do with guys like Kamara, guys like Mark Ingram. Give me R.J. Harvey here. I like this. I like him a lot.
So
I know Monty.
So having two rookie running backs doesn't scare you at all?
I mean, I should be, right? I totally should be. I don't deny that. I just and also Synth says hi.
The thing is, hey, what's up, man? But the thing with like rookie running backs is if they go off, they go off. You know, they can win you a league. So it's high risk, high reward.
Yeah, I don't know. I just like RJ Harvey. I knew that those guys were going to go RB heavy there, so I wanted to because I know that
get your guy.
Look who. Okay, let's say in theory I didn't go him there. Aaron Jones, Swift would have been a guy I'm okay taking, especially in I think Ben Johnson's offense. He loves to use the running back, so Swift I could see having an upside year, and they've worked together before, right? Because Swift was a lion.
Swift kind of scares me because Ben Johnson had DeAndre Swift, and he said trade this motherfucker, get rid of him.
And now they're back in marriage together.
Yeah, so we'll see.
So Alpha, man, I'm sitting on the clock 2 minutes, and I'm staring this guy in the eye that's been a Steeler for quite some time, and George Pickens. He would be the consensus wide receiver to take here. They're assuming he's going to have an over 1,000-yard season, 7 tuds. I'm sort of leaning still towards McMillan, though. I feel like McMillan will be the number 1 guy, whereas we all know the CD will be the number one guy in Dallas. I feel like McMillan has way more upside. Will get way more targets.
And I feel like Carolina's offense is going to be way better this year. Second year in that system, Bryce Young another year under his belt. If he can take that next step, then yeah, Ted McMillan's going to go off this year.
I think so too, and I'd rather have a wide receiver one guy as far as that offense goes, as opposed to somebody with Pickens, who, I mean, we all saw what happened to certain guys that get traded from Pittsburgh, and Deontay Dropson.
Yeah, perfect example.
Yeah, I mean, we look at a guy like Chase Claypool, another one. So you know what? I'm playing it safe. Give me McMillan and wife, and we're picking that one right there, buddy.
McMillan and wife. All right.
I date myself, don't I? I bet you I'm the only 28-year-old that has ever watched episodes of McMillan and wife.
I know, but that's why we love you, Grande.
I love you too.
Let's see. I got to take this guy. This guy could be incredible because I don't know. So if he gets a pick six, does that count? Right? That's extra points.
Well, I mean, if you have the Jaguars' defense special teams, it will. But if you don't,
but see, like that's the thing. Like Travis Hunter, man, he's gonna have many opportunities just being on the field. I feel like I don't know
dual
how the hell
positions.
that's
Have we ever seen a guy do other? Did Dion play two positions?
I think not like Hunter. I don't think anybody's ever done what Travis Hunter is. I'm guessing is going to attempt to do this year. Although I just feel like Jacksonville needs him more as a wide receiver than they do with DB because their top two cornerbacks in Jacksonville are pretty good. So there's really not a lot of reason to play him a lot at DB. But either way, he's a talented guy, rookie receiver, big upside. I'm gonna. Well, there we go.
I like that pick.
Travis Hunter.
What do you think of Jerry Jeudy? I know it's a weird question, but I'm curious.
Mid. He's mid. I don't know. He just, and it's the Browns. I don't know what to expect from the Browns this year. It just seems like a big mess. Although Stefanski is a good coach and a good offensive-minded coach, but I don't know.
Yeah, no, I'm in the same boat. I think he's mid too. He somehow managed to be, I think, a top 12 wide receiver. He had the last 5 weeks he went off, but he didn't really do much the first 8 weeks. So it's like,
yeah, he was pretty good last year, even with the carousel of craziness around him with Winston and whoever else they had playing quarterback week to week. So yeah, not a bad pick for mid-round, 6th, 7th round or something like that.
Definitely not. No, but I think Travis Hunter's upside is crazy. Like I like Travis Hunter's pick there. I think that's a good pick from you. What are you feeling here though, buddy?
See, let's see.
You got 4 receivers and 2 backs right now.
And I really like my 2 backs, so I don't really feel a need to reach and grab any other running back here. And there's another guy down here that might make it back to me. So I will take, and I don't love any of these guys. Who do I got here? Yeah, I don't love any of those guys. I'll take I'll take another receiver.
5 receivers and 2 backs. This guy's crazy.
Which one do I want? Which one can I afford? I'll tell you what. I feel like this guy's gonna have a connection with Cam Ward. I'll take Calvin Ridley. He's got to be the guy in Tennessee right now for that rookie quarterback. So,
dang, and my guy got taken. I was going to take fucking Caleb Johnson again, and he went 1 pick again. This is just torture.
I was thinking about it. That's some rookie upside right there. If he gets all the carries that Najee was getting, and hopefully better if he can do more with those carries, just even a little bit more with those carries, that's a slam dunk pick.
Then I'd have 3 rookie running backs, Alpha, and then you probably have an aneurysm on my show.
Yeah, then you're really playing with fire.
Yeah, I'm really playing with fire. It's true. I could target tight end here. Again, though, Evan Ingram doesn't do much for me. I think he gets hurt too much. Quarterback, I don't like Jared Goff at all. I still think Purdy is my pick next round. This is a tough spot here, buddy. I think Brian Robinson's a good pick here.
Yeah.
I think
good
Brian
offense. He's going to be the goal line back. He's going to score some touchdowns. He's projected for 8. I think he'll hit that.
And then 1 receiving, so 9 total tuds. is his over under. Yeah, I think Brian Robinson got shot. He's another guy got shot. Let's see. And now, yeah, Goff you can keep Goff. That's fucking shitty pick in my opinion. Give me my client Brock Purdy again in the 8th round again. I like Brock Purdy at the 8th.
All right. A lot of receivers I like.
Yeah. You have enough receivers. Yeah.
But I got to keep in mind, I mean, Travis Hunter could bust as a rookie. It's happened. Everybody was taking Marvin Harrison Jr. last year in the first, into the first.
Yeah, he went eighth pick in our draft last year.
Yeah, and then he busted. And Rashi's going to miss who knows how much time. Who knows what the hell's going to happen with that. He could miss nothing, honestly, and he could play the whole season. They could just say, we're throwing it out, but then again, they could suspend him for 6 games right in the middle of the season.
They did that with Ezekiel Elliott one year, I think, when he had all his shit.
Yeah.
I had him and Le'Veon Bell, and I was cruising until he got suspended. And then once he got suspended, I was just in the shitter. I was dead.
Yeah, I think some receivers are going to come back to me here. I'll take Jaylen Warren here.
I like it. I love Jaylen. Jaylen's got heart, man.
He's the veteran guy there. He's going to be playing with Rodgers. Rodgers likes his veteran, fellow veteran players. It may take a while for Caleb Johnson to earn his trust. Who knows? Maybe, maybe not. And he's a receiving back. I think he'll be in on 3rd down as a pass protector. So I mean, why not? Give me Warren.
I'm eyeing somebody that I'm so scared you're going to take here. I have a feeling it's coming, but I'm not going to say shit.
Ooh, who do you need? Oh, tight end, eh? You can have Jonnu.
That's not who I want.
Yeah, these tight ends are fly. Tyler Warren already went. Tyler Warren in the 9th. Ouch. But
I feel you're gonna do it. I know it.
I don't know what I'm gonna do, to be honest with you. Shit. I won't do it to you. I'll take Ibuka again. Rookie receiver.
Nice.
Outside.
You fell to me. I'm taking somebody from your team, buddy. I'm taking a little bit of Kraft Tucker.
It's a good pick, man. That's a good pick because I keep hearing stuff out of camp and LaFleur talking about like we're trying to manufacture touches for Tucker Kraft. Like he may be the focal point of this offense while they're trying to figure out the receiver. Who's number one and who's doing what. That's a good pick.
So I'm gonna take a look right now. I've got 3 backs, right? No, 4 backs. 1, 2, 3 receivers. So I got to go receiver here. There's no doubt. I need at least one more solid wide receiver. Ayuk, I really would love to pair with Purdy, and he's a big play guy. But he's on PUP. What is going on with Ayuk? Do you know?
He's still coming back from his injury last year. He's probably going to miss the first 4 to 6 weeks, I would guess. But
oof, yeah, could return week 6. Forget that. That's dead. That's not a good choice there. So then Michael Pittman's not a bad choice here. I think.
Yeah, 10th round Pittman. Yeah.
He'd probably be better off with Daniel Jones being the quarterback, as crazy as that sounds.
Yeah. What a predicament to be in.
Yeah. I'm going to go with Michael Pittman here. I think that's a good wide receiver 4. Yeah, Mooney could be good, but I still think London's the guy. Yeah, give me Michael Pittman all day there.
All right. What the hell am I doing here? Let's see. Running backs falling off a cliff. Receivers are falling off a cliff. So now I'm just going to load up. Fill in some spots here. I think.
God, the tight ends went like crazy in this draft.
Yeah, man. No kidding.
Never seen anything like it. Like, it's the 10th round. They're like all gone.
Yeah. Which is terrible for me because I don't really like any of these tight ends, to be honest with you.
Well, you're saying stuff about Kyle Pitts before. Is this the year you want to believe in him?
No.
No.
No. Um, hmm. You know I like stacking, so I'll stack. I'll do the Dak stack with CeeDee Lamb. So
The Dak stack. I love it.
okay, what do we got? Najee Harris. No, I'm kidding. I don't know what's happening with him. I think he's like blind in one eye or something.
Yeah, he had a what was his name? Jason Pierre-Paul and the fireworks. He didn't lose any fingers, but he got injured seriously on the 4th of July. So go figure. It's dangerous holiday out
I
there.
was hoping for Jake Ferguson, so I could stack Ferguson, Prescott, and Lamb.
Yeah, you'd be very. I will say Zach Ertz was tight end 7 last year, and I don't even think started until like the middle of the season. Zach Ertz is a monster. He's just old. Goddard always gets hurt. That's the problem with Goddard. He's a great tight end, but he always gets hurt, and it's like months when he gets hurt.
Yeah,
Pitts is always healthy. He just kind of stinks.
What do I got here? Jesus, this is bad. See, like my starters, I'm good with Dak, Devon Achane, Chase Brown, CeeDee Lamb, Rashee Rice, Zay Flowers. But holy smokes, man, my tight end. I might have to just double click a tight end. Just take multiple shots and hope one of them works out at this point. One that nobody ever talks about that I kind of think is at least a reliable tight end, which I don't think he'll go anytime soon. And I don't know.
Well, this draft, there shouldn't be another tight end taken, really. I won't snipe you there.
You don't want any more tight ends?
There really aren't any left. I mean,
yeah, this is bad, but fuck it. I'll take. Well, you know what? He'll still be there by the time I come back. I'm guessing. I'm hoping. So I'll go ahead and take. I'll take Nick Chubb, and just hope maybe. I don't know. Maybe he has a a return to form, comeback player of the year or something like that. I don't know.
It could happen. That's not a bad.
Yeah, I mean it's Nick Chubb. I mean he's a great running back, but his injuries and stuff. I don't know how much he's slowed down. So
Shaheed is such a fun deep threat. Like he can hit you your home run.
Mm-hmm. I like Shaheed a lot. It was definitely between Chubb and Shaheed for me.
I'm going Rashid Shaheed for sure. He's just too much of a home run receiver, and I kind of lack a little bit at wide receiver right now. So yeah, 100%. I like that opportunity to have somebody that can hit one out of the park. Somebody takes the Steelers defense there.
Damn, sniped.
Well, I wasn't gonna. That's just bizarre. These sometimes I will say you'll see real people make weird decisions. Don't get me wrong, but like sometimes drafting against the bots, it's like, bro, what? I've never taken a defense in the 12th round in my life.
Well, dude, like depending on your league, like there's still, like I said, we've been playing for 15 years in my league, but there's still guys that'll take a defense in like the 10th, like the Eagles in the 10th round here from Team 2. There are guys that'll do that in my league just so they have like the number one defense or the number one kicker.
That's odd, but yeah, no, you're right. Those people do exist. I could do one more. So I got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 receivers, 4 backs. I could get one more back here because after the time comes around to me again, there's going to be really, and there already is really nobody. I could stack, since you're talking about the stack game and Brian Robinson got shot, it could go Austin Eckler, who's a PPR monster, even though he's old. Tank I like, but I just don't know. Like I could see Tank taking over for ETN because I don't like ETN.
Yeah.
Najee, no way. Jaden Blue, I don't know much about, to be honest with you, but
I don't either, man. I've heard very little about him, but it's the idea that like Dallas's offense is going to be good this year, but who's going to be the running back? Because right now it's Javonte Williams and Miles Sanders and just like these washed like guys. It's just guys in jerseys right now. So why not take a shot on the rookie upside of a guy like Jaden Blue? Maybe he explodes, comes out of nowhere this year, kind of like Bucky Irving did last year.
And that's why I'm glad I talked to you about it, because that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to take some Blue.
All right.
And if I sniped you, I apologize. I don't know.
No, you're
We're
good.
planning
I
on
think I'm
taking.
going to take a tight end here just because I'm getting nervous because 2 more have gone since since
Does
I
that mean
last
Zach
picked.
Ertz, tight end 1? I love it.
No, guess again. Hunter Henry.
Oh, Triple H. All right. Hunter Hurst Henry.
I think I honestly I really like Drake May this year. I think he's going to he's going to have that second year, uh, second year progression, and Hunter Henry's just going to be his safety valve. He's just going to eat up a lot of targets in the middle of the field because, I mean, receiver wise, they don't have a top wide receiver. They got Diggs, but Diggs is coming off of an injury and he's a little older. And Henry's a guy that, had a fairly good season last year. And I feel like may have a little bit more of a connection with Drake May than any of the receivers do at this point. So it's a shot. And then I'm gonna take another tight end because what the hell? And I'll take man, Zach Ertz is just old as fuck though. You know what I mean?
Dude, I'm not even kidding you. I had
34,
Zach Ertz,
man, 34.
like over 10 years ago. I had Zach Ertz in the fantasy finals starting for my team. I'm not even kidding.
Let me remind myself. What did he do last year?
He was tight end 7, dude. I'm gonna take him if you don't. I'll tell you right now. If he falls to me, I'm taking him.
Yeah, it's just like his floor. I need a home run swing here my floor. Like Hunter Henry's my floor guy. Like I know what Hunter Henry's going to give me, but I need a tight end that can come out of nowhere.
Hunter Henry, what scares me is he's very touchdown dependent.
Yeah,
like he's never going to be a guy that gets 8 catches in a game. He's just not. He's granted most tight ends don't, but I mean he really touchdown or bust type of tight end for me. Whereas Ertz had a ton of targets in every game. It was like towards the end, he was my tight end 1. I just started starting Zach Ertz every week.
Yeah, you're talking sense. I'm kind of curious about Isaiah Likely though. You know what I mean? Mark Andrews.
Dude. Mark Andrews is, I think, on the way out. I would never draft Mark Andrews this year.
And man, John Harbaugh really talks up Isaiah Likely. Like I think it was him that was quoted saying he thinks Likely could be an All-Pro. So
wasn't there like 7 to 8 weeks last year too where Andrews didn't do anything? Like I can't.
Yeah, he was kind of the main guy. Like so last year, week 1. Let me see here. People, well, what am I looking for?
Likely went off week 1 last year.
Yeah. Here we go. PPR 26 week 1, 26 points week 1, 16 points week 5. 9 points week 11, week 13, 14 points, 16, 11 points. So if he can just, well, now I'm looking at the latest news. It says Isaiah Likely will require surgery, could be ready for week 1. So fuck it. I'm taking a swing. Give me Isaiah Likely.
I think that's a good pick. And he fell to me. All right, you know what? I'll take the old man.
Take your boy.
I love him. I've been to fantasy finals with him several times. Get him on my bench. All right, and here's where I'm going to take my defense and kicker because I'm all full up here. I will go with the Houston Texans defense in the second straight draft. I like Nico Ryans, like I said. That's just a layup pick for me.
All right, who we got? Niners. Kansas City defense, sneakily one of the best defenses the last 2 or 3 years, consistently, and they still got Spagnuolo. They still got all their guys. I mean, yeah, I can wait. I'll take KC's defense.
Yeah, I think that's a good pick. I would have went the same way. Cam Ward, a late pick. Tillman, a late pick. Okay.
Yeah.
You got Young Ho again before you.
It's waiting for my Young Ho, but she never rolls around. Man, just a lot of these kickers, though. I mean, Jesus. Cam Little. Did you see the Jacksonville kicker?
Yeah, of course, because it was against us. It was 70-yarder, man.
70-yard field goal.
And I'll tell you, it would have been good from like 72, 73.
Yeah, that's insane. Yeah, I'll take that. What the hell?
And I'm going with the same guy. I'm going to go with my man Carlson, indoor kicker, projected about an even 100 points, more than anybody else that's here. I'm going to go with my man DC. And there you go. That's our second draft in the books here. Let's review your team first, Alpha. What are you feeling about this draft as opposed to the first? Do you like your team better, worse, about the same? What are you feeling?
Man, I don't love having Dak as my quarterback. I don't love having Hunter Henry and Isaiah Likely as my tight ends because that's the most like throughout the season. If you're playing like a redraft, you can easily find receivers and running backs that the backup. So like when the starter gets hurt, you can go get the backup on waivers and you can start them that week. Tight ends, man, unless you have like one of the top tight ends or a guy that is going to get figured into the offense and score consistent points every week, which is what I look for in a tight end, is just who's consistent, who can score me, who can give me 10 points every week. Like, and I'm happy, and I can just set it and forget it, and I ain't got to worry about tight ends. So I'm not happy having fucking these two guys as my tight ends. And everywhere else, man, Achane and Brown, love them. Lamb, Rice, Flowers. I mean, my starters are awesome. Um, Travis Hunter, rookie upside. Calvin Ridley, wide receiver one on the Titans. Jalen Warren, I like. Emeka Buka. So, I mean, I like a lot of these players. I don't love the Chubb pick, but yeah, I don't know. I feel pretty good about my starters, but my depth is kind of shaky. But hey, that's what the waiver wire is for, I guess.
Yeah, of course. And I like your team a lot as well. I think your top three picks. I mean, you have a guy that could finish wide receiver one. You have two guys that will be top 10 RBs for sure. I think Chase Brown will 100% be RB top 10. At Chan, the PPR upside is insane. I think you're smart to go with extra wide receiver depth, knowing, or at least not knowing what's going to go on with Rashid. I think you had to go extra wide receiver talent there. So I do think it was smart. You went 4 straight rounds of picking a wide out. I think that was the right move.
And you know what? If this was a league and Rashi plays the whole season and looks great and Lamb looks great and I don't need all this depth, I could totally make a trade for a tight end. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
like
and
I could trade a Zay Flowers for who's a tight end that I like? Njoku or somebody like that. Like I like Njoku a lot. Of all the people on that Browns offense, I like Njoku the most because it just seemed like even last year, it just didn't seem like didn't matter who's the quarterback. He was, still scoring a lot of points and doing some good things. So
yeah, Njoku's a monster. He's one of those guys that always seems to produce no matter what's going on. And granted, that team has always got something going on, really.
yeah,
But I think that Rice and Lamb, if Rice plays like how he was playing before the injury last year, then he will be a top 10 wide receiver if he doesn't miss any time. The only question is, does he get that suspension? So I think you were smart to add the depth. I think that's a good, solid team overall. I like it. But what about me, Mr. Romero? What do you think? Did I have a better draft? I think I had a better draft this time around. I like this team better than my first team personally.
And dude, the rookie running backs freak me out, man.
And the running backs that have been shot, yeah.
But yeah, but the thing about looking at my draft though is I wish I had at least one of those rookie running backs, a Genty or a Harvey. Maybe not a Genty. I don't think I would draft him where he would be going, but like a Harvey or a Henderson or somebody like that who has that big upside. I don't have any of that on my team, so I do wish I had some of that. Brees Hall, man, he kind of scares me because I don't know what to expect from this Jets team this year, and I don't know, I just get weird vibes when I hear the Jets organization talking about Brees and his future and how much they really love Braylon Allen, the backup running back. So it could all just be a smokescreen, and Brees Hall goes out in a contract year and becomes lives up to the top 10 billing he had last year. That's why he's a third round pick. You don't really know if everything was the Jets saying Brees Hall is our guy, all the way, like we're gonna feed Brees. Yeah, top 10 pick easily. McLaurin in the fourth, that's a steal. McMillan I really like. Purdy again I really like. Tucker Kraft, I was hoping Kraft would fall, but man, I don't know what got into this room, but they fucking love some tight ends, and I wished I would have grabbed one of if I could go back.
When you took Igbuka, I was thinking you were going to take Kraft, Smith, or Loveland. I was leaning towards Kraft because you're a Packers fan.
Well, yeah, and Kraft was below a couple other guys, and I thought you were talking about Loveland. I thought you were going to take Colston Loveland and go for that rookie upside. So I was thinking maybe Kraft would fall back because there's a few guys in front of him, and I looked at the board and I was like, everybody else has tight ends except for you and Team 11, um, but yeah, that's how it goes.
Yeah, no, that's why I was like, I
Now I'm
feel like
stuck with
he'll.
Hunter Henry and Isaiah Likely.
Yeah, but I mean, I'm telling you, I think Likely could be okay, man. Andrews coming off that drop last year. I don't
Yeah,
know. I really see that as the writing on the wall for him, and I think that Likely's going to take over at some point. So we'll
and see,
see.
like, dude, Brian Robinson, like I said, touchdown machine on a good offense. If he stays healthy, easy RB2 all year long. And then like I said, your rookie running back. You got Jaden Blue down here. You got a lot of rookie upside there. They could really pop off by the end of the year and be league winners down the stretch. So, yeah, solid team, I think. Let me see. Okay, yeah, your quarterback Brock Purdy. So yeah, I like it. So are you not? So when it comes to like stacking players, is that something you don't normally do? Usually every year, that's one of my target things to do is to find that stack that because the year that I won my fantasy league, I had Jamar Chase and Joe Burrow, and then that was just amazing. That was a
Yeah,
lot of
wow,
fun that
holy
year.
shit.
So I'm always looking for that. Like last year, I had Jalen Hurts and AJ Brown as a stack. That was a little more frustrating because, you know, that was Saquon's team last year. But um,
Yeah, no, to answer your question, I really rarely do. I have done it in the past. It's not like I've never done it. But it's a situation where it's something that I sort of has to fall that way. Like I don't go into the draft going, this is what I need to do. I go more so if it falls that way. Like for example, last past 2 years, I was high on Justin Herbert as being my quarterback. So I was getting him late in drafts. And he just really, the first year he was okay. The first year he was very solid.
yeah.
But I was hoping to get Quentin Johnston, which I did. And unfortunately, Quentin Johnston stinks. And
Mm,
I've learned that the hard way. So that was stacking gone horribly wrong. I got Quentin Johnston, I think, in the 9th round. And I got Addison in the 10th. And Addison had a great rookie year. And Quentin Johnston just didn't. I think he had 2 catches. I think he had 2 touchdowns the whole year. So that was a case of it going horribly wrong. If it's a situation, Alpha, where I know this is his wide receiver one, like if it's a situation of like, like you said, Burrow and Chase, if it's a situation of Lamb and Dak, that's where I like doing it more, where I've seen it, I know it. But if
mm.
it's a situation of is Brock Purdy's main guy going to be Ricky Pearsall, or when Ayuk comes back, will it be Ayuk, or will it be,
Jawan
you know,
Jennings. I
yeah,
mean,
Jawan
Jennings had a
Jennings,
big
who's
year
been had
last
some
year.
big games. I just don't know. So if I don't
Kittle,
know,
yeah. Purdy stacking Purdy is kind of difficult. Like you said, the way to do it, what I like try to do is look and I pick the best receivers, running backs, and if I get a receiver like a CD Lamb or a Rashi Rice, then I'll try to look to stack them later. Now, if I get a Lamar Jackson who's just a easy top 2 3 quarterback every year, then I might look to say, maybe I'll Zay Flowers is sitting here, maybe I'll grab him to stack him with Lamar if Zay is like the top pick, the top available pick or something like that. But
sure.
I'll try to avoid like reaching and planning in my head of like, okay, I got to get this guy and this guy. It just depends on how the board falls for me
Well,
most of the time.
even looking at the board right now, I see the guy, Team 12. I love the Nico Collins pick at the end of the first round. He goes Goff, where I'm sorry, if I had the chance, I'm stacking Stroud with him.
Yeah.
I much rather have CJ Stroud as my quarterback one than Goff. I know Goff.
People forgot all about CJ Stroud. It's like his rookie year after that, everybody was like, "Oh my god," because he was being drafted in the 4th, 5th round last year at quarterback. Like
Yeah,
he was one of the top quarterbacks. Then he has, not a bad year, but not his rookie year. And then this year it's just like, well, screw him. Like we don't
which I
need
think
him
is
anymore.
crazy because I think his talent is. I think he could be a top 5 quarterback in the league. Maybe not in fantasy, but in the league for sure, he could be a top 5 quarterback. He's smart. He doesn't turn the ball over. Nico is going to be back. He's his guy. I sorely miss Tank Dell. I think Tank Dell adds so
Yeah.
much more fun to Stroud, and I've had Tank Dell both years. I just love him as a talent. But yeah, no, for me, I think it's crazy he would go Goff there when he could have paired that up with Collins. So it was something like that, totally. Like if I had gotten Collins at number 10 and then I get to that Purdy spot, yeah, I might have targeted a guy like Stroud just to double up on points. So, maybe this is something I'll do. You'll have to let me know tomorrow, Mr. Alpha, if or how your draft turns
Devon
out.
A. Chan. Pick 6, baby.
Devon A. Chan season.
See,
Devon...
it just depends on how I'm feeling tomorrow. If you know, if I feel like my cojones are a little bigger than I'm, you know, then I might take Chan at 6. But typically, when it comes to the first round, just pick the best player. Pick good players on good teams, and you should be fine. So I mean, if CD's there at 6, I'll probably take CD. But then again, I could just say fuck it and take my guy.
I just think it's crazy that in a 12-team league, Chance still fell to you. Like, that's pretty crazy.
Yeah, but see, like when I think of my league, like I said, my league's just heavy running back. Like they go heavy running back every year, and the odds of finding like that number one legendary running back, it's always in the first 2 rounds. So I feel like if I just take CD Lamb and then everybody else gets taken, and I'm stuck taking another receiver or something like that, because I don't want to. Like Chase in the second, that's not crazy, but I would feel way better if I could get him in the third.
Sure. I would feel the same way. Yeah, no. And like, you're in a weird spot. Like, I would much rather be towards the end or the very beginning than in the mid. Like 5, 6, 7, those are tough spots to pick from there. Or even, I guess in a 12-team, 6, 7, 8 is really challenging for sure.
Yeah.
You know. Definitely crazy. But dude, this was a lot of fun. I appreciate you.
Yeah, I had a blast.
Isn't this fun? Yeah, no, I totally. I'm very on pins and needles to see your team tomorrow and how it turns out. My draft isn't until 2 weeks from tomorrow, so I have a long time to wait. But yeah, no, I'll learn my draft position somewhere towards this week, so I'll start doing some more mocks. And
so it's just randomized. Like my league, we go by. It's kind of like whoever finished last gets the first pick, and then it goes from there.
I mean that would be cool, because then I scored the most points in league history for a team that didn't make the playoffs. I was the bubble boy of the playoffs.
Oh, wow.
You had a losing record, and I scored like more than 4 of the 6 playoff teams. So it was like weird.
Dude, that's the heartbreaking thing about fantasy football is sometimes you can score a ton of points and just by chance the guy you're playing that week scores more. Like last year in the playoffs, I started the season last year 0-5, and then I went on and won 9 games in a row.
Wow.
Got into the playoffs hotter than a $2 pistol, on fire. And then I get into the first round of the playoffs. I play a guy. I score 150 points, which should be plenty. I would have beaten everybody else in the league that week, except for the one guy I was playing who went on to score the most points in our league's history. He scored like 190 points that week. It was just, yeah. So I was just like, motherfucker. And then the guy that ended up winning it all last year, snuck in. He was like a 6 seed with like a 7-8, 7-9 record or whatever it was, and ended up going all the way just because he kept getting the luck of the draw. Like the guys that he was playing, he would score like 100 points, but the guy he was playing, all his guys would flop, and they would only score 80. And then the next week he'd score 110 points and just beat the other guy by 2 points or something like that. So it's all luck. It really
is. Yeah, but if for some reason it doesn't feel that way at the same time. It feels like
yeah,
like I don't know, but I've been there too. I've had teams. I had a year where I stuck into the playoffs and I lost Herbert, I lost Dell, and I lost a running back. I lost Chubb week 2, broke his leg. So I was like streaming backs the whole season. I sneak in. I have Jake Browning starting a fucking playoff game in fantasy, and I won. And Josh Allen was the other quarterback, and he outscored Josh Allen. Wow. Jordan Addison had like a 30-point game. I was like going crazy. Same thing the next week. I was like a 27-point dog. Same thing. I had Nick Mullins as my starting fucking fantasy quarterback in the semifinals. Won with Nick Mullins, blew the guy out, and then I went to the finals.
Maybe there's a lesson to be learned there that maybe drafting a quarterback high in these drafts is not all it's cracked up to be. Sometimes you just got to play the quarterback that has the best matchup every week and just stream it all the way through. Why not?
I mean, granted, I would never want to do that again because the stress. Like I was like, I'm a 26-point.
Yeah, I couldn't imagine the stress of going into a playoff game with Nick Mullins as your quarterback.
And won, and I blew the guy out. I think I went against Lamar, and he scored more than Lamar. I was like,
see the top 2 quarterbacks in the draft this year, and Josh Allen and Lamar Jackson. You beat them with Nick Mullins and Jake Browning. So
the truth.
There you go.
I think the last week I played Hurts, and you know who I started in the fantasy championship I started Jaron Hall against your Packers. That's where I started.
I don't even, who is Jaron Hall?
So what happened was Nick Mullins threw 4 interceptions the week I started him. However, he also threw 4 touchdowns. So he had a big fucking fantasy day. I think he ran one in. He had 5 total touchdowns, so he had a big day. They benched him the next week for Jaron Hall against the Packers on Sunday Night Football. And I'm like, fuck it. I'm just going to go with this kid. It's the fantasy finals. I'm a 27-point dog again. And they benched him by the half. I think he had negative 0.9 points or something. And that was
okay. I do remember that. Okay. I remember that game. Yeah.
Yeah. Cause I remember being like, Kevin O'Connell, he's going to figure it out.
He was the one that had like the high, like rushing upside to him. He was supposed to be like a good runner. Yeah.
I was like, how do I combat Hurts? I was like, I'll get Jaron Hall. Yeah. Worst fucking decision. Granted, I lost by, I think, almost 80 points in a fantasy final. So it finally caught up to me.
The fact that you made it that far. Yeah. The fact that you made it that far with those quarterbacks, like that's, you should buy yourself a ring just for that alone.
I wish. I've been to 8 fantasy championship finals, and I've lost all of them. I'm like the Buffalo Bills times 2. I'm 0-8 in the fantasy finals. I can't win it.
It took me forever until a couple of years ago when I finally went. And the championship game, funny enough, was that year that I had Joe Burrow and Jamar Chase. That was one that I kind of snuck in at the very end with like a 9-8 record or whatever it is. Snuck in as a 6 seed and just went on and kept winning. And then the championship week comes around, and luckily I'd already had the game sewn up by this point. Like I'd already won, but that Monday night football game with the Bengals and the Bills where DeMar Hamlin.
Oh my God.
That was that week. So if I needed Chase and Burrow to score some points to win that week, I would have been screwed because that game called like halfway through, or not even halfway. There's like a quarter in.
Holy shit, man. That is crazy. And you unlocked a memory. Our league, our game was the championship was that week as well. And they were like deadlocked. Mm-hmm. I think he had Buffalo's kicker and she had the Bengals tight end. And I think the Buffalo kicker kicked the field goal and the player on her team had a catch for 20 yards, and they were tied as it happened. So they both were awarded the league. They were like, we can't declare a winner. This is not fair.
God.
And it was weeks because they were like, will they replay the game? So our fantasy title wasn't decided until weeks later. And the commissioner, I'm glad I'm not the commissioner. I would not want to have to make that call, And he was like, you're both winners then. Like, I can't.
So
they split the money.
You got to feel like Jack Tunney when Bret Hart and Lex Luger both got eliminated at the end of the Royal Rumble together. You have to make that split decision. It's like, well, what do we do here? You
had to see the crowd reaction, gauge the crowd reaction, I guess. I don't know. It was like, how does this happen? Like, it was just, oh my God, that was insane. That probably I bet you that decided quite a few fantasy titles that year, which is just.
Well, I'm sure, yeah. Or, I don't know how the hell you would, fix that situation. Like, you couldn't just redo the game next week or anything like that. Because that wouldn't be fair. Because let's say the points you score that week should just be the points you scored that week. I don't know how you redo it, but
crazy. But do you have anything coming up on the channel? Granted, there are a whopping 0 people here right now, so it is just the 2 of us. We can make it if we
I don't care, man. I was just looking forward to an excuse to hang out with you and talk some fantasy football for almost a couple hours now. I was thinking like, it may take an hour or so, but yeah, we get going on here and time fucking flies. But yeah, if anybody's going to watch this after the fact, I will say I'm working on a couple of shows I talked to you about coming up in October. Living Dead Weekend's coming up in October at the end of the month. The news of the Monroeville Mall, it doesn't look good. It looks like we got the rumors right now. What it sounds right is it's 2027. April 2027 is what people that actually work in the mall have.
I saw your video on that, which was sad news. I'm glad I'm going at least one more time. I'll be there in October. So
yeah, man, I'm looking forward to seeing. If there's anything you want to do in particular too, any locations or anything, you just let me know, man. We'll definitely hang out. I'll be there all weekend.
I totally do have something I want to do. So yeah, I will let you know about that for sure.
What are you talking about here?
All right, well, there's no reason to keep it. I got 2 things.
There's some stuff I want to do, and it involves lube and a donkey.
No.
So if you're down, Alpha.
That's what Young Ho Koo does in his spare time, not me. There's 2 things I'd love to do. 3 really. The cemetery would be huge. That would be cool. I've not done that.
You got to do that, man. Well,
Yeah.
that's on the list. That's number one on the list. You got to do
That
that
for sure. Number two, I know it shouldn't be number two on my list, but it is. I would love. I don't know where this is in PA. I think it's close by, but the Tales from the Dark Side Bridge, the location.
Dude, totally down for that because I've never been to that location either. So we'll.
That's really the big one for. I would kill to go there. And then the third one, I guess, would be the Creepshow House. But obviously, I would really those first two would be more special for me. As much as I love Creepshow, the Dark Side thing I would kill to go to.
Oh,
so
yeah,
those are the biggies for
You're
me.
Mr. Tales from the Dark Side.
Sure, I really. I have a Tales from the Dark Side hat somewhere in this room. I do.
Yeah, well, yeah, we'll definitely do that. Well, I'll put that on the list. But yeah, so leading up to that, I'll do some fan commentary, some roundtable stuff, getting all juiced up for that. And then next month, I'm working on a couple of guys. I guess I'll go ahead and tell everybody now, since I don't have anything planned for this weekend because fantasy football draft tomorrow, and I was like, I'm in fantasy football mode. I don't, but I am working on something pretty cool. For those of you interested, the Donald Rubenstein, of course, the guy that did the score for Martin and Knight Riders and Bruiser, was originally supposed to do the score for Dawn of the Dead.
Right.
George wanted him first before Dario said, "Hey, let's do the Goblin." And George is like, "All right, sorry, Don. I'll bring you back for Knight Riders, and you can do a masterpiece." And he sure did.
As he did with Martin.
Exactly. But years later, Donald Rubenstein released this CD called Dawn Imagined, which is the music cues that he had written for Dawn of the Dead before he got replaced. So what I am doing is I am going into Dawn of the Dead, removing all the music, and trying to recut Dawn of the Dead with the soundtrack by Donald Rubenstein, using the music that he originally intended for Dawn of the Dead. So that's one thing I'm working on. It's going to be an ongoing series called Dawn Reimagined. I
love that. That's brilliant.
So that's what I've been working on this week. So I'll be doing some of that. And then I'm also talking to, I think I'll have him on in a couple of weeks, George Demick. I'll have him on for a show. We've been talking back and forth. He was George's understudy on the set of Knight Riders. So he spent a lot of time, got to know George very well in the early 80s. Has gone on. He was a zombie in Day of the Dead. He does a lot of the Living Dead weekends and stuff. It seems like a super, super cool guy. And if you've seen Brandon Salisbury's documentary, George A. Romero's Resident Evil, he's interviewed in that. And his interview stuff, I didn't know too much about the guy before I watched that documentary, honestly. But listening to his comments and his memories of George and him in that documentary, that's kind of one of my favorite parts about that documentary. So I'm really looking forward to talking to him. So, but yeah.
You got to ask him about Graveyard Shift because he was the original director for Graveyard Shift. I actually covered Graveyard Shift just a few months ago, and I read a whole lot about George Demick, and that is really cool that you're going to have him on. And I know he was original, and this was pitched in, I believe, 1985, that George apparently went to Stephen King and lobbied for George Demick to be the director. And of course, it doesn't get made till the early 90s. Pet Sematary is the reason that got greenlit. And then that was the whole goal of Graveyard Shift was, let's be the next Stephen King adaptation in the theater after Pet Sematary, and it didn't do well critically, financially, and they at some point got rid of George Demick as the filmmaker. I've always wanted to know why, and I don't know why. So if you could ask him that would mean the world to me. But I can always put it in the chat too.
I'm glad I'm glad I mentioned that because I had no idea about that. So yeah, I'll definitely ask him about that. That's pretty awesome.
I'm a black hole of useless knowledge, Alpha. I really am.
I know, and again, that's why we love you, Grande.
That's
why we show up to the graveyard every week.
Your face, I'm like, I figured you're gonna know all that, and you're looking at me like, motherfucker.
Like, oh, wow, okay.
I had this made the list.
I need you to just make notes for me then beforehand. Just let me know.
Secretary Grind. I'll just pull it out of my ass, right?
And I'm gonna look at you and I'm gonna say, is this the shit that's supposed to knock our socks off? My favorite Rhodes line. I use that line all the time at work. I'm just like, is this the shit that's supposed to knock our socks off?
I use the Scotty line, perfect baby. Like someone asked me, how is it? Yeah. I'll be like, perfect baby, perfect. And it's nobody ever gets what it's
How many sexual harassment lawsuits have you gotten over that?
Hopefully none, but I hope not.
Like, what?
Robert from 990s just popped in right at the end here. Hi,
What's
Robert.
up, Robert?
As well. We also have somebody, I don't know if this guy's in your league, the Jelly of the Month Club. Not Clark Griswold, but keepers due at midnight. Okay, and then a question. 3 wide receiver PPR. Second keeper going Kyron in 6 last year. Can keep Neighbors in first at pick 10. 6 of top 15 wide receivers being kept. And I won't get Lamb, Chase, Jetta, or Amon-Ra St. Brown. I don't understand the question. Do you?
God damn, yeah, that's that's an essay question there. So so 3 wide receiver PPR, second keeper going Kyron in 6 last year. So that means that would be a 5th round Kyron. So that's a steal. If that's what he's talking about here, can keep Neighbors in the first at pick 10. So that would just be Neighbors at 10. So that would be something he might get anyway. If he's picking at 10, Neighbors, there's a decent chance he might fall to 10. So I would, yeah, I'd keep Kyron there. I'm trying to decipher this as best as I can.
It sounds like Lamb, Chase, Jetta, and Amon-Ra are already going to be kept. And I'm assuming they all went in the first round last year.
Okay. Damn, that's a good question then.
I would keep Neighbors if possible, if I'm understand. I don't know if I understand this question, though.
I think really what he's saying is, I think if the keepers, Lamb, Chase, Jefferson, if they're all already off the board, then that's going to push Neighbors and those other receivers up. So, yeah, I would keep Neighbors at 10.
He's saying those guys will be drafted. Okay.
Yeah, I would go Neighbors at 10 there.
I would too. I think Neighbors at 10 is a good pick, even though I went Ashton Genty, but that's just because I'm a glutton for punishment and I know the Raiders are going to let me down. My friend who's he's a diehard, he's like, you are a fucking idiot if you take him. And I'm like, guess I'm a fucking idiot then, because I want to take Ashton Genty, especially after that run today. Holy shit. 6 others kept. Okay. But yeah, no, Alpha, this was a lot of fun, man. Yeah, please keep me in the loop about, if you want to do any shows coming up. This was a lot of fun. Definitely. And please let me know your fantasy team tomorrow. I'm on Pins and Needles seeing how that goes.
I'll let you know.
Yeah, absolutely. But everybody, for, of course, my show this coming week, we got the full horror special. The Jelly of the Month Club member does thank us, so thank you for my friend. If you're catching the replay of this, comment down below. Let us know what you think of both our fantasy teams and both the 10 and 12 team league, respectively. And we will catch you this week on Grounded's Graveyard with the folk horror special number 2. It's not poop. It's just going to be awesome. And we will catch you next time only on the Graveyard. Too sweet, peace. Good night, everybody. Enjoy the rest of the weekend.